What's going on, brothers? This is your boy JTLive, and welcome back to another episode of South Stand Stories, the series, of course, where we go through everything happening in and around the world of Leeds United. And we have a little talk about it, and tomorrow there is a hell of a lot for us to get our Nashes dug into, because tomorrow is arguably our biggest game of the season. Wolverhampton Wanderers, a Wolves side 4 points ahead of us. I mean, this Premier League relegation battle is one of the most unfathomably ridiculous things you've ever seen. From 12th to 20th, there is 5 points in it. It's still all to play for. Yes, we're currently sat in 19th, 1 point off the drop. Not a good position to be in at all. But we can turn it around. We can turn it around, and we can turn it around quick. All it's going to take is 1 or 2 big wins. However, if we lose to a side like Wolves, if we lose to a side like Everton, which we did, if we lose to a side like Forest, which we did, then all of a sudden, those 3-4 points that we need to make up turn into 7 points, turn into 10 points, turn into 12 points. And then we're really facing an uphill battle when we're trying to climb up Mount Everest wearing slippers from a Hilton hotel. And it's not very effective. Now, we have another game against Forest to make up for it. We have a game against Wolves. Can we get 6 points over Wolves? Obviously, we beat them early on in the season. We definitely need to. Brighton, yes, it was a good point, but we needed all 3 realistically, with the fact that Southampton is somehow getting some points under their board. The fact that Bournemouth are getting the most ridiculous new manager bounce I've ever seen, and they're flying up the table now. Not a good thing. Not a good thing at all. I'm scared. I have to be honest with you. I am a little bit scared with the position we're in. We're in 19th. It's not a comfortable position to be in. I'm not sat here chilling, cruising with my cigar out and my shades out like you've seen me before. I'm not like that right now because I don't know what's going to happen. We've got an international break coming up. We can't go into that break in the drop zone. If we beat Wolves, guaranteed we're out of the drop zone. Guaranteed we're out of the drop zone. We'll go above Everton. They'll have games. But we'll go. There's no way we can beat Wolves and go back into the drop zone. Leicester, they're still dangling around near it. They're only 2 points ahead of us. We can catch these teams, man. We can catch them. And if we beat Wolves, as I said, we go 1 point behind Wolves. Unfortunately, they somehow managed to beat Spurs. We somehow managed to not beat Brighton. And now we can't catch them anymore. But if we do beat them, we will go within 1 point of them. And then it's all to play for, man. It's all to play for. Tomorrow, if we win, our season's looking big different for me. If we lose, man, I am going into hiding. I'm going into hiding, and I am seriously starting to self-contemplate reinstalling EFL on Quest. And I told myself, if I have to reinstall EFL on Quest, I am getting shot in the kneecap, and I will be the one pulling the trigger, okay? That is not something that I ever have to want to do again, because that is painful. That is absolutely painful. Pain.mp4. Now, speaking of someone who is in a lot of pain that is going to cause Leeds some serious trouble in this Wolves game is Tyler Adams. Tyler Adams, a massive miss for me. He is arguably our most important player in the team, definitely our most important midfielder in the team. I mean, week in and week out, you know what you're going to get from him. There's been a lot of criticism on his final ball, on him being a bit of a sideways passing merchant, but everything that he does off the ball is just sensational, man. It is sensational. The work rate, the tenacity, the energy, the ground that he covers, the defensive output, man, the guy is different gravy, all right? I cannot say a bad word about him. However, we are going to be without him. How are we going to be able to do it? McKennie? Adams? Do we bring JB in? Are McKennie and Adams... McKennie, Adams, McKennie, Rocker. Are McKennie and Rocker really suited to fill in that role for Tyler Adams? McKennie, we see, likes to come a bit further forward. Rocker can play slightly deeper, but also isn't really the type of guy that's going to be, covering that much grass and making up for the extra man, especially the way that, we've seen, oh my God, my short-term memory loss is actually ridiculous, mate. I am so bad with names. People will tell me, I mean, I forget even flipping friends' names, man. My brain is actually chalked. My long-term memory is sick. My short-term memory is all over the gaff. How can I not even remember Javi Grazia's name? That is appalling, mate. That is absolutely appalling, mate. I seriously need to get something checked out here. I don't know if it's the whatever diagnosis or whatever, but I don't know, my short-term memory is absolutely chalked, mate. But Javi Grazia, the way he likes to play that two-man midfield, I don't see Rocker and McKennie being able to fill in that way. I feel like we need extra support in there, especially against the Wolves side, counter-attacking side. We saw they liked to use the width against us, yes, but in the middle without Tyler Adams, if we try to cover the wide areas too much, they are just going to come through us through the middle like a Vindaloo on a hot summer's night. And it's not going to be pretty. It's going to be diarrhea settings. Forget skid mark defending. It is going to be diarrhea settings back there. So hopefully we can figure out a way to play without him. And for me, I would bring JB in. I think JB's been very impressive. He makes up for in the areas of deficiency that Tyler Adams has in terms of his ball-playing ability, which is a lot better than Tyler Adams is. And he's also a great defensive midfielder. I think you bring JB in for me. I think you give him a crack, mate. But that's just a personal opinion. Would you guys play him? What do you guys do? How do you guys resurrect this Tyler Adams situation in the midfield that we are going to be lacking? In terms of other injuries, Forshaw's are out. Dallas and Cooper still out, although Cooper apparently is touted for a return, but I don't see him getting him into the side anyway, because Koch and Vober have kind of tied those two positions down for themselves. Now, with Koch and Vober there, Firpo left back and Ayling right back basically walking into the team, what do you do with the forward positions? We've covered the midfield. The forward positions is where this gets interesting. Wilfried Gnonto has not been getting any game time recently. He hasn't been getting a sniff, and I think that's got to change. Personally, I do think that's got to change. Wilfried Gnonto has got to get himself starting. I mean, when he came on, he changed the game, man. He changed the game against Brighton. It was chalk and cheese with Gnonto off the pitch, with Gnonto on the pitch. It was like a completely different game out on that left-hand side. He's got to start for me. I don't know why he's not starting. Somerville, start them together. Start them together. That was the magic. That was what was working for us. Sourceville on one side, Gnonto on the other, and it was working magic. Rodrigo back. He's got to start for me. Was he fit against Brighton? No. Do I think that he is 100% fit still? No. Do we need his goals? Yes. And in fact, I'm going to double back on myself there because of how unfit I saw that he was. I'd actually start Rutter in this game because I don't think Bamford did anything specifically amazing in that Brighton game, aside from that goal, obviously, which was great. Anything that Rutter hasn't done. So I would give Rutter the chance. Plus, I think Wolves have quite a slow defence, really. I think Rutter's pacing behind could really cause them some problems. So I would start Rutter. I would bring Rodrigo off the bench. And I'd put Sinisterra in there, man. I'd put Sourceville in the middle. I'd put Sinisterra right wing. And I'd put Gnonto left wing. Come on! That would be magical, man. That would be magical. Let me know your guys' starting 11 anyway, and how you guys want us to line up. I think we go at them gung-ho, put them under the back foot, and score quickly. Really open the scoring quickly and start to cause them some problems back there. Not leave it till the 70th, 80th minute to get our goals. Get our goals quickly. Get them hard. 2-3-0 before the break, and then sit back, game management for the rest of the game. Let them come on to us and let us pick the holes about them, because Wolves are on a side that are notoriously great at dominating teams and coming forward and trying to attack. They like to hit them on the counter-attack. So if we get our goals first, we get them quick, we hit them hard as we can. You know, we start off halves on fire. I mean, the second half against Brighton, the first 10-15 minutes, could have got a few goals in there, man. We really put them under. If we can do that in the first half, get some goals quickly, then we sit back. Then we allow them to come onto us, and then we pick them apart on the counter-attack. So we need to get our goals quickly. That's what I say. And I say 3-0 Leeds United. Let me know your scores on the doors down in the comment section down below. And, of course, you're starting 11. But for now, guys, I will see you very, very soon. Au revoir, my brothers and my sisters.
And